Hey, what's up guys? We're back again with a completely new way to play Hog Rider. Rage Rider has made its way to the top 33 in the world. When you blast through your opponent's buildings with your Earthquake and find your Hog Rider on top of tower, they'll usually try to scramble for some bait cards to finish it off. And when they do, the rage will drop and your Hog Rider will stay hammering on top. After they finally finish off the Hog Rider, they'll have to worry about firecrackers spammed at the river too, or raged up mighty miners drilling things down with extreme speed. With a 2.9 Elixir card cycle, right after your opponent crushes your first firecracker and Hog Rider, you're gonna be back to another one and they'll be furious. I'm hyped to reveal why the number 33 player in the world is running Hog Rider Rage, so let's go jump straight to some games and assert dominance. If you don't have Mighty Miner, use Knight instead. Thanks to everyone that's supporting the channel and making all the daily videos possible with creator code SirTag. So this guy finished top 190 in the world and he's in one of the best clans in Clash Royale. So I want to activate King Tower here with our Hog Rider. You guys probably wouldn't do this and sacrifice your Hog Rider in the back, but I think it's a pretty good play, especially since I can go for a firecracker to eviscerate that archer and give us an extra hit on the tower. Yo, this is looking quite cool because he's not going to be able to activate King Tower since he just damaged down the firecracker. How did the firecracker get a shot? She was literally at 0 HP. That didn't make any sense. Okay. All right, let's go. We're playing against an Expo Savant. So I want to go in for an Ice Spirit here, and then I want to go in for a Hog Rider, and I probably have to rage up the Hog Rider to finish off the archers. I'm not going to get any extra damage here, but he's likely going to be surprised by the rage, which is interesting, you know? A Hog Rider rage deck with Mighty Miner. If you let the Mighty Miner rage up on your tower, you are 100% screwed. So that's what I want to do to him. We can go in for a firecracker and shut down that electro spirit and then just go for a Mighty Miner. Mighty Miner is going to be one of your best tanks. You either want to go in for the Mighty Miner or Hog Rider to counter the Expo. If you don't have either of them in card cycle, you're likely just going to lose the game. We don't want to pop the Mighty Miner ability. It just isn't necessarily as worth here. I'm going to go in for goblins and we should be able to clean everything up with minimal damage. Awesome. So if I go for a Hog Rider and I go in for an Earthquake on top of a Tesla, it's going to be a terrible trade. Because what will happen is, you know, I don't really kill the Tesla because it's really far away. Notice where I drop my Earthquake. If I drop it right now, it doesn't hit the Tesla and the tower because he's too good. He doesn't let me hit it. That's the best placement of the Tesla, one tile away from the river. That will give you a full counter of Hog Rider Earthquake. Because I expect this guy to be good, I saw his ranking, I'm not going to go in for a pre-Earthquake because then he could just go in for an Expo on the other side and I would lose the game. So always think ahead when you're playing against Expo or you're going to wind up dead because if you overcommit, they Expo other side and you won't have Elixir to counter them because you won't be able to cycle back to your Mighty Miner. You won't have Earthquake and cycle to clean up the Expo. It just feels miserable then. So he's going to go for a log, which is good for me because now we can go for Hog Riders plus Goblins. Just kind of let that firecracker do its thing. It's not going to give us a great trade, but it's not going to give us a terrible trade either. Now we can go in for an Ice Spirit with the Bomb Tower, and I'm pretty sure that that is able to kill the Expo. I don't want to overspend to defend. Just not in my DNA. We will eventually go in for a Mighty Miner on the other side and then follow up with a Hog Rider as well. Notice how I'm cycling my Mighty Miner and Hog Rider right now. It's a little bit risky, but I think it's going to work out. We are going to go for an Earthquake. He's probably going to drop Tesla a little bit later. Oh, he just dipped out. Yo, we made 190 player in the world rage quit when he's running Expo cycle. Yeah, if you guys don't like Expo, might be the deck for you because you ripped them in two and there's literally nothing they can do. I think the dude's clan name is incredibly accurate for this one. After winning that one, we're at 5,200 in the world. Yo, what's up, Chester? So this guy finished 600 in the world. Probably going to be pretty good. Let's just go for a Hog Rider and test and see what he's going to do. So if he decides to go for like a tornado or something, we might be able to outcycle him. Yeah, everyone in the meta has tornado or arrows. It's just depending on what version of the deck they're running. Typically, tornado is going to be paired with barbarian barrel. So I would expect this to be either like a lumberjack balloon deck, maybe a graveyard deck, maybe something with golem. We'll have to wait and see. Ooh, electro dragon. So it's going to be golem or elixir golem most likely, or lumberjack balloon. So I'm going to go goblins on the other side and try to divide our opponent so we can conquer his tower. Okay, yeah, if you got Phoenix, it's likely not going to be Lumberjack Balloon, so I would stray towards Golem if I had to guess right now. So the Mighty Miner will give us some nice value of being able to clap all the birds, so then I can get quite quickly back to an Ice Spirit and a Hog Rider. The Ice Spirit is going to allow us to make sure that the Firecracker doesn't get in front, and that's awesome because now, as you guys can see, what if we go for a Rage? Does the Firecracker knock herself back even faster so then we don't die? Jeez, dude. That's awesome. The Firecracker stayed alive for a century. So the one thing that I don't necessarily love about the situation is the fact that the guy is able to, you know, kill our Mighty Miner here. But if I can pop the Mighty Miner bomb on top of the tower, that's 500 damage. So that is always worth it. quite nice stuff, because the Mighty Miner would have tickled the tower. It had just enough HP to deliver that final parting present. Maybe we can go in for an Ice Spirit here as well, and it's going to be an Elixir Golem deck, so a very dirty and disgusting deck, if you will. Maybe I can go for a Hog Rider here and then limit his Elixir potential. Even if it's a negative trade against a Tornado, then he won't have the Tornado to go and pull our Firecracker in. No! I wanted you to defend that with the Tornado for a +1 trade. Now this is going to be pretty bad for us. This might be the most negative thing ever. Okay, I got to go in for a Mighty Miner, and I want to separate his stuff. If there's one thing you can learn from my defense here, it is I separated his units as much as I possibly could, so then his Battle Healer wasn't able to heal up the Elixir Golem blobs. If you stop the Battle Healer at the river, and it's separated from the Elixir Golem gets melted by your stuff really quickly. Since you have splash damage with your Bomb Tower, your Firecracker, and I think this guy just got cracked in half. Bro, we're doing like the Nutcracker performance. We're doing some ballet around you. This is a circus fiasco with 3 Firecrackers and a Hog Rider and a Mighty Miner and gobs of goblins all surrounding your crowds. Super fun stuff to make an Elixir Golem player rage quit and 3-crown him instantly. Let's go. This guy finished 33 in the world, so he is going to be one of the best players in the entire game. Gonna go for an Ice Spirit here, and we'll see what's happening. You guys already know we need to focus up, because if I don't, I'm gonna get slapped real hard. So I'm gonna go for a Firecracker if he decides not to do anything at all. Mighty Miner also could be a good opportunity. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for Mighty Miner since I have better ground defense in this deck, right? I've got Bomb Tower. I also have Hog Rider going kite things to the other side. Firecracker is my only anti-air answer if this guy has Balloon. I guess I can go in for a Bomb Tower, but it's not gonna be my best strategy. Also, we're gonna make sure that we space out our stuff so we don't give him too much value here. If you guys didn't know, the Earthquake is able to hit the cannon in that specific placement. He needs to drop the cannon slightly off to the right-hand side, but he didn't do that. Wait, if I rage up my Hog Rider, come on now, please give me the hit. Okay, well, that ended up hitting the tower and activating the King Tower. That's not the hit that I wanted. Still up 600 damage, but it could have been a little bit better. I don't know how the archers in that specific placement allowed him to activate King Tower. That's going to be a mystery for me forever. So, I guess we can go in for goblins at the river. Ooh, that's a Phoenix, though. Wait, I'm already back to Firecracker. I think this is worth it. Firecracker, splish, and splash, and do your dash. So that is quite cool. If you guys didn't know, this optimal Bound Tower placement will be able to make sure that it is going to not die. It is literally going to finish off the entire Electro Giant. The Phoenix Egg potentially will be a problem. I'm going to go for goblins to guarantee it doesn't resurrect. And that Golden Knight is getting simply shredded right now. That's cool. Jeez, dude. Are you going to be able to go for Tornado right now? I don't know if you have enough Elixir. You might take a Hog Rider hit before you're able to afford it. Yeah, that's a sub. That's what I'm talking about. I knew we would get that hit because he drained so much Elixir with the Barbarrel, you know, going in for the Electro Giant for a negative trade. So even if we're playing against like a top 30 player in the world, it just doesn't matter if they've got Electro Giant, it seems. Maybe that will change as the game escalates, because in later stages, he's able to afford Lightning with his Electro Giant push. So it'll be substantially more scary if you're asking me about that. We're going to go in for our goblins here off to the side, and I also want to go in for a Mighty Miner, and then I want to go for a Hog Rider as well, just to keep up the pressure. The goblin went onto the tower. Let's go, baby. Yo. Okay, we want to go and click the bomb just to guarantee that we can get more value. Hopefully knocking everything to the side. Dividing and conquering is what we do. I'm going to go for an Ice Spirit here. I think that the Golden Knight will dash onto my tower if he decides to do it, but he doesn't want to. Interesting. Interesting plays. Interesting strategy, my man. All right, so I'm going to go in for a Mighty Miner. He might cycle back with multiple Electro Giants. I think that's his strategy here. Maybe I'm wrong. Wow, the Firecracker splash. That's cool. All right, we can go in for a Bomb Tower here. We can go in for high Goblins because the Electro Giant and the Golden Knight don't do so well into high Goblins. That is one of the best plays you can do. We can cycle back to multiple Bomb Towers. Wow, that worked out so well. He doesn't even go in for the Golden Knight dash. Oh, no, he did. I was like, wait. He went for the Tornado, but no Golden Knight dash queued up, and he did. Oh, that was awesome. He's going to go in for probably Cannon, so let's go in for an Earthquake and a Rage. I was thinking about it. I was like, you know, if you go and drop your Tornado on offense, then you have nothing to pull my Hog Rider besides a Cannon, which we can always reliably Earthquake. So that's what we want. We want him to go in for risky Tornadoes on offense, and he always has to focus on that. Because if he messes up once, it's a profound opportunity for us to just whisk him away with the Firecracker value and the Hog Rider value as well, because he needs to finish this off. Okay, so we can go and spam more Firecrackers here. When the Golden Knight dashes, it stops after it hits the tower with his dash. So it can't dash through the tower and then hit your Firecracker, which is behind the tower. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Your Firecrackers will simply keep you safe if you are ever wondering that. All right, so we want to just continuously pile on the aggression and go in for more earthquakes out here because I believe he's just going to spam us, but it's not going to work out so well. If you didn't know, earthquake plus rage does 290 damage when it's stacked up together. Also, this bomb tower placement does not allow him to go into the lightning on top of the bomb tower and then also on top of the tower at the same time. So that just wins us the game. GG and well played to our homie. That is a very easy and reliable W. Earthquake does 213 damage and Rage does 77. Our opponent's tower is around 250, so we had way more damage than we even needed. Even though he's got a Hog Rider full of love in his banner, I'm pretty sure he hated our deck. If you use optimal placements against Electro Giant, there's simply nothing they can do. We're climbing up pretty quick, and now we're 3,100 in the world. So getting into the game against the God of War. Wow, this guy is out here with a completely different name. I thought it was the god, but maybe he's just too good to be a god. Maybe he's transcended. Maybe he's like a different being that transcends classification. So I'm going to go in for the Mighty Miner in the back to devour the Miner and show him that titles are superior. There's a Mighty for a reason, right? It's better than Legendary. He's a champion. So I'm going to go in for a Hog Rider here as well, and they're going to go for arrows. Huh, interesting. I think I want to go in for a raged up Hog Rider here just so I can get back to my Ice Spirit so I don't have to sacrifice my goblins immediately. Because there's a chance he goes in for a pre-log or something, and the Ice Spirit is just super, super safe. I am going to eat some damage from the wall breakers, and by some, I mean a lot. That is not a good time. But as long as we counter the Prince without it charging on our tower, I'm a pretty happy player. So we're doing well. We're in an okay spot. We can catch the Miner again. Oh, ooh, wait. I got to go and drop the bomb so then we can kill the bats. That was so scuffed. Oh, the King Tower activation. Are you kidding me? Best play of my life. Unintended, by the way. That was not supposed to happen. That worked out so well. I think our dude is shook as well. He's like, how the heck did that work? Genuinely, dude? I don't know. I'll take it, though. We'll activate King Tower with your firecracker, hopefully. And then... Oh, wait. Did I already... I guess I already did activate King Tower. That was pretty bad. It's okay, though. Sometimes we do mess up. Sometimes I'm a bit of a failure. You guys know the deal. I don't always play perfect. Sometimes I unintentionally play awesome, and then other times I'm like, I'm an idiot. All right, so we're not in a good spot because he is up so much damage, and we know that he's going to end up having a Mega Knight deck, which he can slow roll in the back and then probably take my towers with. So I want to just rage up my tower. Oh, let's go. That was really scary too because I didn't know if the wall breaker would connect, and if it did I would definitely lose the game. Oh my gosh, please stop it, bro. Just for 1 second. No, my firecracker's dead. It's his firecracker's gonna shoot first. That's the worst. Oh man. All right, we do kill his firecracker eventually. We're gonna go in for goblins here, and it's interesting to see him never go in for the Mega Knight. Is this how he's supposed to be playing this matchup? I don't know. Ice Spirit should be able to just stop all of his stuff, and then we can go in for a Hog Rider here and then firecracker on the Mega Knight. He's gonna Mega Knight. He has to. He can't not Mega Knight is what I'm trying to say out here. Do I get an extra hit with that rage? I don't know. I do. Very nice. All right, we're gonna try to go in for a Mighty Miner here to hopefully kill the firecracker first. And then I'm gonna go in for an Ice Spirit. And then as the thing is gonna die, we wanna go in for that. And then we gotta go in for like a bomb tower so the Mega Knight doesn't jump. And it also counters the wall breakers, hopefully. I don't know, guys. It's just, I don't know anymore. I wish I could tell y'all. I hope it dies. It does? Okay, what is happening? This game is wild. It really is the God of War. The God of War. Oh my gosh. I like saying good instead of good, by the way. I promise you I did not mispronounce that. I'm just a memer out here. I'm going to go in for a aggressive Hog Rider. It was actually going to go towards the bomb tower. I didn't believe it was, so I messed that up for sure. I don't know if the Hog gets it. How did that get a hit? How the heck did that get a hit? Oh my gosh. All right. I think he's probably going to not let this do too much damage. We'll have to wait and see. If he goes in for pre-arrows, I definitely lose. Fortunately, that doesn't happen. Oh, that was a minor arrows. I should have Hog Ridered. I didn't even really realize that the towers were such low HP. I thought that he wouldn't be able to damage me out because the miner shouldn't be able to do 500 damage. But then I forgot we were at max ladder and arrows pack a ton of value. If you guys didn't know, arrows actually do 147 damage to tower, which put me in a predicament that I simply wasn't expecting. We'll bounce on our next one and hopefully get a better game there. Even though we might have lost that super close match, we still had the play of the day with the Mighty Miner activating the King Tower, which in 6 years of Clash Royale, I've never seen anything like that. All right, it's time to see if we can bounce back. So I'm gonna go for a Hog Rider and see what we can do. Definitely want to see no Tornado or Tombstone or Fisherman or anything like that. He's gonna go in for a Tombstone and a Log and then also Zappies. So, what has this type of deck construction? Maybe like a Graveyard deck, but Graveyard typically doesn't run Log. They'll usually have Bard Barrel, so it's interesting. Could be Royal Giant. I'm going to put my finger and guess Royal Giant. Lock in. Final answer. We'll have to wait and see. He's going to try to go and activate King Tower with that Firecracker, and I don't even think he's going to try. He will succeed. The great thing about it is he now doesn't have the right cards to go and counter the Mighty Miner, and it's locked onto the tower. Oh my gosh. Yo, Mighty Miner. It's like, Jake, I might have failed you the last game. I might have not been able to defend everything, but today it's going to be a little bit different. I got you here, Jake. So if you didn't know, Ice Spirit is able to fully counter the Fisherman if you drop it in that particular placement. I'm going to go for an Earthquake to slow everything else down, and then I'm going to go in for a Firecracker afterward. Ideally, we don't go into the Skeleton King and the Tombstone and all that stuff as often as we have been, but it is what it is. We're currently winning a little bit, and he's activated King Tower, which isn't ideal, but it is to be expected since they always have Fishermen and ways of doing that anyway with Royal Giant decks. So he uses his Log. You don't have Log and Cycle. We want to abuse that and go in for our Goblins. So I'm going to go for Mighty Miner. I'm going to go Goblins. I'm going to try to go for a Hog Rider as well. If you go Skeleton King, you might not have as much Elixir as you're hoping. And if you pull the Mighty Miner and you're not even pulling the Mighty Miner, you're pulling Goblins instead. This is awesome. This is incredible. If you guys noticed, I didn't click the Mighty Miner bomb because I wanted to make sure that the Mighty Miner was tanking for the Hog Rider for the most optimal amount of damage that I could get. This is a real bounce back. This is what we were looking for here. The Ice Spirit is again going to freeze the Fisherman. He's used to weathering the storm out in the doors and making sure that he could, like, you know, fish for long periods of time. He's even got like some of the best clothes fitted for the scenario, but the freeze just still takes the same amount of time as everything else. Wouldn't you guys like if the freeze from the Ice Spirit just was different depending on the card that you're playing against? Maybe it would be too much to memorize, but I think it would make sense, right? Like a Fire Spirit would be able to wiggle its way out of the freeze like slightly faster or something. Anyway, we're going to try to defend this as much as we possibly can. It's not going to be easy. I want to go in for a Rage here with my Goblins as well, so then we can get some extra damage on top of the Royal Giant, just to piece apart his offense a little bit faster, and then also get that Rage effect to make sure that, you know, we are able to do some damage to his units as well. Okay, so I'm going to go in for a Firecracker here, and I'm going to go for an Ice Spirit. And I want to make sure that he can't go in for a Fisherman. If you guys noticed, that was the most awkward position that he has ever been in his life. He couldn't Fisherman because it was going to go and freaking pull my Firecracker. And because I made the prediction, he didn't know what to do. He literally dropped a Royal Giant in the middle because he was freaking out. He's like, well, I don't want the Firecracker to go and shoot my Fisherman, so I'm going to drop a big tank instead. And then he tanked the game. So even if you're playing against top 1,000 to 2,000 players, making predictions when they've got Fishermen by dropping something in the middle will solve the riddle and secure you an easy win. Especially if the Fisherman is their only answer to the Hog Rider, it's pretty predictable. High Fishermen's trying to pull Hog Riders yoink L's for every opponent, while we were able to reel in really juicy value. And now we've pushed all the way up to 2,700 in the world. Like, subscribe for more daily videos, and I hope you have an incredible rest of your day.